the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. For those of you, there's candies back there in the back. If anybody wants any, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. Approval of the December meeting agenda. Anything, any additions, corrections? Paul, first.
Second.
Second by Dalton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the consent agenda. Any additions, corrections, discussion? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
All right, Peter, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Paul. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 4, Sheriff's Report.
Good evening. Last month, the Sheriff's Office responded or handled 138 CADs and calls for services within the Township. Some notable ones, we had 3 stop arm violations within the Township. All 3 of those drivers were identified and dealt with accordingly. We had 5 thefts in the Township last month, which is kind of higher than normal. 3 of them were gas drive-offs or unpays at the Sand Dunes fuel gas station. Each one of those times, we were able to identify the individual, and they ended up coming back and reimbursing the store for their debt. One of them was a hitch and mud flaps off of a heavy-duty truck that were cut off of someone's truck in their driveway. We don't really have any leads on that. That was kind of the only actual theft. It was kind of an isolated one in the Township. The other one ended up not being a theft. It was considered a civil issue, which is non-criminal. It's not a theft between businesses and a paying customer. Another one, we had a property damage complaint. This one also occurred at the gas station in town. What ended up happening was there was a vehicle doing donuts in the gas station parking lot. Once it snowed and iced over, they kicked up a rock. The rock ended up flying towards the building and breaking one of the main windows on the front of the building. We ended up being able to identify that with surveillance, speaking to the driver, identifying the driver, ended up determining that they had no idea that that occurred and there was no intent to cause damage to the store. However, their actions were obviously reckless, so insurance information on that was gathered to be handled accordingly. We had an abandoned vehicle which ended up being most of a motorcycle, mostly a frame. We were guessing that it was stolen and possibly dumped. This occurred out by 253rd Ave and 180th Street. The frame, most of the part was parted out, and the serial numbers were filed off of the frame. So that we do get those, especially out in the rural areas, fairly common in the county. So that was entered as evidence, but we don't currently have any leads or any idea where that would have came from. There was one property damage accident between 2 vehicles in the county last month. And this happened at County Road 5 and 253rd Ave, which is a fairly busy intersection, but there was no injuries. Otherwise, weather's getting colder, so I'm sure we'll be dealing with some issues on the frozen lakes and whatnot as per usual. We actually have good ice, and it was getting cold, although it's warming up now. Any questions or concerns I can pass on to the Sheriff's Office?
Okay, no. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Good night.
All right. Number 5, open forum. Do we have anybody here that wants to speak in open forum? Second call? Third call? Okay, moving on. Item number 6, approval of meeting minutes from the November monthly meeting. Any changes, questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Dalton, Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Peter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, regular business. A, Ann Lake Beach update. So Paul and I had a chance to meet with representatives from Ann Lake. We thought the meeting went very well in meeting with them. We were able to kind of get out there what we're both looking for and what our initial concerns are, what our hopes are. We were supposed to have a second meeting, but it was the night of the big snowstorm that started to come, and so we canceled it, which was kind of good that we did. But leaving that first meeting, we were all tasked with a few tasks to answer some questions. One of the questions I was tasked with was what would it cost for us to maintain the grounds? I did have a chance to talk with Daryl, who is here. I did have a chance to talk to him. And if we're talking about all-encompassing, mowing the lawn, doing the snow plowing, doing the gravel, doing the dirt, doing the weed whipping, everything, $3,300 to $3,500 a year is what it would cost us to do that. The other thing is that I also called our attorney, Bob Rupe. Actually, I had Shelley send an email to him, letting him know what we were doing, and to give me a call to chat, which he did call me on night before last. Spent about 45 minutes on the phone with him talking about this. He remembers the original agreement well. And he said that before we do anything else, that we as a board need to decide what we want to do as a board. Now, the rest of the board might not be aware, there is a 1999 agreement with the DNR. That's how the planks got put in. The Trail and Waterways Agreement. Can I take the one over yours? Which basically, the DNR gave us, put the planks in, concrete planks, under the understanding that we would care for the property. They paid for them, they put them in, we would care for the property. That agreement is binding to whoever owns the property from here on out, whether it be us or anybody else.
Who maintains those planks then? We do, or?
Well, for a while, the association did when they were, not this piece, I'm looking at the one I gave him. The one he's looking at over there, the Trail and Waterways one. Up until then, up until 2015, it would have been us. 2015, it reverted over to the Ann Lake Association, or should have. So there's a lot of gray area in there, but right now that we've decided to terminate that agreement, we are in the park business right now. So whether or not we want to stay in the park business is the first decision that we as a board need to make. We have a couple of options. So the 1999 agreement that I am referencing has to do with some rules that the DNR gave us. We can't restrict access to the landing. We have to have it open from 4 a.m. till midnight, I think it is. We can't, they have the right to, nope, not that one. Look at the one he had. They have a right to put their signage up about weed control or anything else that they want to do. The only thing it says, what it does say though, is if we don't maintain the property, they can come and get their planks. Bob doesn't think they would do that. It'd be too expensive for them to do that. But before we go any further, we need to decide as a board. We have a couple options. We can close it totally, put up barriers, put a chain across it, park closed. We can open it, leave it open according to that, and maintain everything that goes with it. And we would choose what amenities we want to have if we choose to maintain the park. Do we want to keep the garbage? Do we want to keep a porta potty? Do we want to keep the parking lot plowed? Do we want to do those things? What amenities are we going to offer? Or we can keep it open part-time, only in the summer, close it in the winter, put up the barriers, put up a sign, park closed, we're not responsible for snow plowing at that point. We would have to do a park ordinance, so that if anybody went across that barrier, it could be trespassing, and they could be charged with a misdemeanor. So, he said before, and if we choose to do any of those things that are outside this agreement here with the hours that are listed, 4 AM to midnight, 4 AM to midnight, anything else, that he would then contact the DNR and renegotiate our 1999 agreement in good faith, saying, hey, you know, at one point the Lake Association did take over. At this point, they've come to us and said that's not something they can afford to do. They want to try to renegotiate with us, but in the meantime, this is how we're going to run it. Can we amend our 1999 agreement? He believes that they would absolutely redo it. They don't want to come and take their place. So, but he would take care of the legalese part of that to make sure that we are in good standing with the DNR. I have a call into the DNR, Joe Roccola and Claire Olson. I don't think I'll get a call back with the holidays. Trying to basically discuss this 1999 agreement and then seeing if they just want it. Not that that's what we're gonna do, but he suggested we get all of our options on the table.
And Eagle Lake is owned by DNR, correct?
Correct. So, if we decided that we wanted to be in the park business, he said that we would have to bring it to our annual meeting because we would have to levy for it if we don't have the funds for it. Which he would say at a minimum $5,000. But we can't levy, obviously, we can't do that without the meeting. And putting it in our budget, asking for it in our levy, and seeing if the people would agree to that. If we choose to do it. If we choose to not be in the park business, then we're not in the park business. And then how do we want to address that? So before we can go much further, that's the discussions that we need to have about how we want to handle this.
So if they say we're in the park business, meaning by this agreement, does that open up the money from the county? On
No,
parks?
it's only
That's
for
all
new parks,
creation?
it's all for
That's what
new
I thought.
creation of new parks.
That's what I thought.
Or park improvements, but we're not improving anything.
Does
Yeah,
getting,
I'm just letting you know.
but does getting rid of the outhouse count as an improvement?
Or doing something to the landing itself, like
That would be a
gravel
question
or
that-
something?
No, that's maintenance.
That's maintenance, okay.
Because we're not changing the existing.
Okay.
Maybe the outhouse thing, we could go to the board and ask for the money. I mean, I've seen other townships come to the board asking for special project money for their parks for improvement. By getting rid of that, that's definitely gonna improve it. But we could do something and try to get on the board agenda for that. Yep, absolutely, or, guys on planning and zoning, maybe. But that's possible.
But obviously, it's the best interest of all parties to keep the landing open. I don't have an issue with maintaining the parking lot, to get into the lawn mowing, that kind of, I don't want to get into that, but I think that's something that, what is the Lake Association, they want to get out of it altogether as far as maintaining the grounds?
Yes.
So they're really, their emphasis is going to be on lake quality, maintaining the area.
Now,
That's our primary priority.
Now, when it comes to the dock, that becomes a different issue, that becomes a different issue. Because that is on our property. Without an agreement with the Lake Association, proving they have liability, it can't be on our property. Unless we waive that in exchange for something else, but then we take the liability. He said at the end of the day, we're both gonna get sued. We're not, hold on. We're both gonna get sued no matter what.
Yeah,
So, but without an agreement, that says they're supposed to have liability, whether or not they go get it, different thing. This is just from our lawyer. But if they want to put their dock on our landing, what, in Bob's words, what do they want to contribute to the capital cost of maintaining this landing? So how much is it worth to be able, for residents of that lake, to be able to have a dock to use on our landing? These are all just questions. I'm not looking for answers. I'm
So we
saying,
have to have an agreement, do we actually have to charge them? Or can it be just an agreement?
well, there has to be an agreement as what are they contributing to our capital costs? What are they contributing to
But
us maintaining it?
theoretically, if we wanted to, we could charge them $1, and then that would be a valid agreement, correct?
Could be.
Okay.
I guess first we need a consensus of the board, do we want to keep that landing open, is in our best interest?
Yeah.
That's number one, I read from the board, that's, yeah, somehow we want to keep it open.
Yeah, we need to keep it open, yes.
I don't have a real problem with maintaining the grounds. The liability kind of, anytime you talk to an attorney, you're going to get liability issues.
Well, our tort is 1.5 million, so that is what it is. I mean, that's gonna be what it is.
But we have that as a township regardless of whether we take this on or not.
Correct, that's
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that's for the road right out there. It's
Yep.
for any incident
Yep.
that happens.
So we don't have to take anything new on for this, do we? For liability?
Well, we're gonna have to take something on with the building.
Yeah, like property insurance
Right,
or
so
dwelling
he would
insurance, but
suggest,
not.
yeah, he would suggest that, that the building also be emptied and,
But as I heard, the township wanted to maintain, or not township, the lake association wanted the building to store stuff in it. Has that changed?
And to conduct some of their activities
Activities?
on the grounds.
So do we care about the building, let them deal with it?
well, we can't because it's ours.
Well, we could do it a different way. Whatever we're paying in that insurance could be what we charge them to have the dock. And then the agreement is they have access to the building. So technically, we still own it, but they're basically renting it from us. So it's just reimbursing for what we have to cover it. It's a convoluted way of, they still basically maintain
But they've only been using it for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Why would that change?
it. Well, they paid to have it built too, didn't they? Yeah, so they paid to have it built, they've been maintaining it. I realize now we have to have insurance on it, but that could be a way is, that's what the dock costs. Is whatever we're paying is what the dock costs, so that reimburses us for that insurance, and they have, part of the agreements, they have rights to the dock, and I think the aerator was in there,
No, the aerator has nothing to do with us.
but they keep it in
They
the
store
building.
it in there,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I mean, is they flip-flop the dock and the aerator, it sounds like.
The insurance of that building was what, $80 a year? It wasn't, it
$70
wasn't a
a
big.
year, I think.
It's just an option, it's to
I'm
make
gonna
it
come
net-
off negative, but I'm not trying to be negative. But I really think you need to look at the big picture here. That planking is gonna need to be replaced sometime, repaired. The association has done it once, I believe twice already. I think that that's gonna get extremely expensive. And like I said, I know it's gonna sound like I'm negative, but I'm really not. And I have concerns about the township getting into that kind of, if I may use the term, business for the lake. I don't have a solution,
I admit that. But I just think that we need to communicate with the DNR and find out if that's a better avenue than for us. We don't have those kinds of funds. And I think that the taxpayers, as that were here a month ago or 2 months ago, have a legitimate thing. But if we have to start getting in, redoing that whole launch, there were concerns about, well, can we control the size of the boats that go into the lake? And I think we're getting into an area we don't want to get into. But let that become, as our sheriff's department said, winter calls and things like that. We don't have that kind of funds that the whole township should be paying for Ann Lake. I know it sounds negative, but I'm very concerned about the costs down the road that we're gonna be committing ourselves to.
I don't think we're gonna get out of this without a levy. Long term. I mean, I really don't. I don't,
But 3,300, 3,500, whatever,
well,
in there
It's not a
per
big,
year.
it's not a big number.
Agreed. If that's all it comes down to, I'm not terribly worried. I understand Paul's concern is when something big happens, which would be those and the outhouse. Otherwise, I'm not terribly worried. That's something I think we could ask. Now, we'd have to have voters agree to that, but I think that's not a huge thing in terms of the levy.
I agree, that doesn't scare me as much as down the road.
well,
I understand your concerns, Paul, I think they're valid, but we've been kicking around for the last couple of years about a park in our township, even though half of our township is either in the state or the federal forest. But I think.
In our
this is a-
meeting, there was discussion about trying to control the size of the boats and the type of boats that are going into that lake.
we're not gonna do that.
We don't wanna get into
We're not
that.
gonna get
Can't
into
do
that.
that, because we don't have the enforcement.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into that. at
Just
all.
like Eagle Lake, even though DNR, they can't enforce the size of the boats and how many.
I agree.
They can't even enforce how many go on there,
Yeah.
even though there's a number of
No,
parking
we're not,
spots.
we're not going to, I'm not, I do, well, I can't say we, I am not going to restrict boats at this point. I know Sherburne County's looking at it, about, certain boats not being allowed because of some of the treatments that are happening on the lakes and, things like that, but, that's a different issue having to do with paying for treatment on a lake and whether or not those boats will mess up that treatment. That's a code.
Ann's right, once you start using public funds to maintain, in this case, a facility that was done privately, you eliminate, but you have to accept public use of the facilities.
That doesn't,
Can't restrict it.
it doesn't mean though that if the planks got out of whack and we decided we couldn't afford it, we could then at that point close the park. I mean, we do have a choice at that point to say, no, we don't have the funds this year, hopefully we have them next year. We're gonna close the park this year. We could do that.
Well, and another thing too, at that time, we could ask the association if they have any funds that they could chip in to help with.
They're not
funds.
gonna have that kind of money. I
I'm
mean,
not saying they have all the money.
they don't have the money for the $3,000 to $5,000.
I'm not saying they have all
Of which
the
is
money. I'm
volunteer
saying,
help.
can they chip some in?
Pardon?
I'm saying, can they chip some in at the time? I'm not asking for a commitment now, but it's a question at the time. And that's what Ann's saying too, is we can make that decision at the time.
Looking at it, suppose you gotta replace the planks, you're not looking at that $100,000. I mean, you're looking at 10, 15 grand, it's not a big number.
You guys said you've done it before. What, do you remember what the cost
They
was?
repaired the ones that were there.
Right.
With
When
gravel.
we did 2 repairs. The first repair was bringing in large rock to fill in the holes. The second repair was actually digging out the planks, lifting them, pulling them, reconnecting them together. That was a few $1,000s and a lot of volunteer hours. I don't know
Okay.
commercially what it would cost.
So they've never replaced the planks, but what's the chance that all of these planks all of a sudden go out at once?
What if
It's
they
a-
do? What if they do?
Yeah.
You're not looking at hundreds of thousands of
I don't think so
dollars. You
either.
look at, you
But I think the more likely is what they just described as a fix like that.
know, yeah.
And whether we have to levy it, whether we have to ask them to chip some in, whether we do a GoFundMe, we'll figure it out. But for that kind of money, I'm with Brian, I'm not terribly worried about that. I think the number one goal is to figure out a way to keep it open in public.
Pete, you're pretty quiet down there, you're road authority.
I'm road authority, I'm not lake authority.
Oh, you didn't read the fine print?
I didn't read the fine print. Oh, there it is.
Can I ask a question?
Let us talk just a little, let's think just a little bit more here before we get to, too far down deep in the weeds. Although I have a couple of thoughts, I think that, we have to discuss a little bit about what amenities that we want. What do we want to do? We want to have porta potties? Do we want to have garbage pickup? Do we want to have all of those things? That price was not including any of that. So we're doing,
We're doing the minimum here with the 3,500.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
just
that's it. No garbage, no porta potties, no nothing.
And that's just grass.
Grass mowing.
If you start the garbage, then it becomes a dumping yard for
I know.
everything.
I
Yep,
agree.
Last thing you wanna do.
Okay.
But that's what they're asking. They've done it. They're doing it.
But again, Paul, I understand that that's what they've done. We as a board are having to decide what we want to do. It being in the park business. This is what we're going to offer.
I know, and again, I'm being negative purposely. But they have the experience, and they've had to get the garbage out of there. So that tells us we're gonna have to have garbage removal.
But if you have a garbage can there, you're going to have a lot more garbage than if you have nothing. I'm not saying that people aren't gonna throw stuff there, that's
I
stupid to
guarantee
think.
you,
I
when
know
they get
that.
off their boats,
It's stupid to say there won't be
That
anything,
thing
but
gets
if you
dumped.
leave a trash can there, even if it's full, they're gonna keep leaving bags there
I
because they're gonna
agree.
assume it'll get picked up at some point. And to Brian's point, if you leave a dumpster, like down in the cities at some of the lakes there, those dumpsters are overflowing in the winter because people have couches and everything else in there.
I'm not disagreeing. Well, we have them alongside the roads.
Yeah,
But you're
I'm
inviting it.
not disagreeing. I'm saying is when they get off the lake with their boats, they dump their stuff. And I'm seeing heads nod,
I know.
people that live close. We're gonna have to have garbage service. We're gonna have to have something there.
I disagree. I think we're opening ourselves up.
I think you're gonna have the same people that live really close
Well,
to
maybe
that
that's
lake
something
area.
that they want to pay for then. I mean, that's something that we can talk about.
Or if we don't have garbage service and what's left there is a volunteer thing.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I personally don't really want to get in the park business, but,
I don't either, but I don't wanna see it closed either.
right, but so I think I want to go in as little and lightly as possible.
We can always add afterwards. If we have a disaster next summer, we can add.
But I think, I think that we have to do something to keep it open, I agree. But I'm not interested in jumping in personally with 2 feet with everything. I don't want to get in the porta potty business either. So,
I also don't think we have all the information as we mentioned, because the DNR option is an option. I'm not saying it's something we wanna do.
well, that's
But-
something that, and even if that was an option, it's not something that would happen quickly.
Mhm.
So we still have to have a plan about how we're going to manage it, and still we can look into donating that land to the DNR. Our attorney thinks we could definitely do it without problem and without anything.
Would they take it? They may not want it.
He said he's not sure, he's gonna give him a call. He's gonna follow up on my call because we're gonna have to change our agreement with the 1999 agreement with them. So as we add or take away things, so he's gonna have to get in touch with them anyway to renegotiate our 99 agreement with them. And at that time, he will ask them if they're interested in taking it, in doing a taking.
Personally, I think the solution is for them, meaning the lake owners, going out and forming a lid.
Well, we've had that discussion with them, and they've tried, and they said they can't do it.
Then that tells me the people around that lake don't care to take care of the lake, other than the people that are working their tails off trying to take care of it.
I mean, we brought that up
I'm
to
not
them.
sure that the township, I just don't think we should get into this, people. I really don't. I think,
But what's the other option, Paul?
well, all I know is, and you, of course, I have a conflict of interest here because I'm also president currently of the Big Eagle Lake Association. But I can tell you, what's fair is fair. If that's gonna stop them from saying, and Big Eagle Lake, that, okay, you gotta park there, we wanna park. And I just think we're gonna go down the wrong road here, people. When I ran, I was told by former township supervisors, our job is fire, medical care, protection of police protection, and roads. And for us to be in the park business, I think we need to pursue this and give it to the DNR.
Except that some other township official made an agreement with the DNR, signed on the back of that sheet right there, that put us in the park business in 1999. Now, we're trying to clean up that mess.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
So let's clean the mess up.
so I'm just saying that we've technically been in it for a while. But I do think that.
And bless the people that work their tail off.
Absolutely, 100%. And it would have, had we not had a request for us to pay for it all, this would have never come up, right? We would have just gone status quo. So, but we can't now. We are where we are.
So if we were to close, again, I'm just trying to, if we were to close the ramp, put barriers up, I wonder what the people around that lake would start thinking about a lid then. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think there's other avenues that need to be looked at before we start getting into this landing stuff.
Well, I also want to say, Paul,
Look
we
at the
don't.
counties dealing with.
But I also want to say, Paul, that we don't, I mean, it's a little bit the same, but it's a little bit apples and oranges. It's because we don't own a huge chunk of land that abuts Big Eagle Lake as a township. We own.
We got a lot of easements.
We have a lot of little bitty easements, but we don't have a formed landing that we entered into an agreement with the DNR to put in and to maintain. Now, if we had that agreement on Big Eagle, we'd be talking about the same thing, but we're not. We're talking about two separate things right now. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of problems with that landing at your lake. I understand that.
Well, and again, I have to declare that.
Does your lake association do anything to those easements on Eagle Lake? Do they spend money on those easements? So we've been spending money on this Orrock Township property for a long time, so that would be the difference.
Are you talking to Paul?
Yeah,
Well, I think that we have done some stuff on the easements and we have done some other, I mean, it's not.
most more people's yards,
It's
I think.
not all or nothing kind of, we've had to put drainage in some other things. We've had to do improvements and we've had to do other things. We've used
Well,
part of those easements,
but I
so.
think he was talking about.
The association didn't pay for any of that, though, right?
But,
On Eagle Lake?
but here's the thing, we are where we are right now. What do we want to do in terms of keeping the park open or closing the park? That's the first question.
I go for open, keep it open. I think that's the best
Is that a
interest.
motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, second.
What's the parameter?
What, no, we're
Everything?
just,
We
no,
desire to keep, it's our desire to keep the.
open or
Open.
closed, that's it. We're
Keep
gonna
the
get
park
into,
open.
we're gonna get into
The
more,
details
the
later.
details in a minute. So I have a motion on the floor to keep the park open by Brian, seconded by Dalton. Any further discussion on just that point? Hearing none. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Now, the next question is, do we want to have it open 12 months a year? Or do we want to have it partially open, closing it at the end of October, reopening it at ice out?
if you barricade it, someone's gonna drive around the barricade anyway for ice fishing.
Yeah,
And if we're gonna sit there and do misdemeanors and stuff,
and
it's
we
you
don't have the way to police
We
it.
don't
Yeah.
have-
Keep it open all
we
year
don't
round.
have enforcement to police that.
So,
No different than Eagle Lake.
Do we wanna plow it?
and then that's a different thing, is can we
Nobody
make
plows Eagle. It's not plow, oh, you mean the part,
the
ramp.
landing?
The ramp?
landing, the,
Landing.
we're not plowing that right now. We haven't been.
Someone's gonna do it themselves to go ice fishing.
Yeah.
Daryl,
Some guy was down there with a four-wheeler when I was out plowing, he was plowing it to keep it open.
Okay, well,
But it's not township money, it's, and I think that's the same with Eagle, is someone's gonna plow
so
it.
we're not gonna plow it.
I don't,
We'll keep it open but not plow it in the wintertime.
there's a lot of, even in the cities, there's a lot that don't plow it,
I'm-
someone does it for them.
We're just getting into
I
the
know,
details.
I'm just saying, it's not uncommon to have this not plowed.
Okay, so the question on the question I have is, do we keep it open year-round?
Year round, or we don't plow snow in that area.
So you're making a motion that we keep it open year-round and that we don't plow snow?
We don't plow the snow in the parking lot or on the lake.
garbage pickup then?
No, we're not there yet.
Let's just do one point
Oh,
at a
you want to
time.
do it one at a time?
I will second Brian's motion.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
What was the official motion?
The motion was to keep the park open year-round without snow plowing in the winter. Okay. Amenities.
I don't think any.
We grade the parking lot in the summertime and we,
No, we're doing maintenance, but we have to, well, are we
Let's count
gonna,
that as services, not amenities. Let's split them out,
are we gonna do mowing?
I think so.
we don't have a way to mow. Unless Daryl does it.
We
Or
have
mower.
to pay Daryl to do it.
No, I know, that's part of that
That's
3,300,
part of that $33 to $3,600.
but that include plowing.
Daryl, you got the capability to mow down there? Or the desire?
You talking to us?
We're having a hard time hearing you.
I'm asking Daryl, does he have the capabilities and the desire to mow down there? Can the association continue mowing it?
Truthfully, I thought we were having subcommittee meetings to try to hash this stuff out, and now it seems like you guys are deciding everything right now, so. Yes,
We're
we-
setting
No,
the
no, no,
we're setting the boundaries.
we're setting
of
what
we're
our
doing right now.
boundary
We are
is.
willing to.
We're still gonna
to do work
negotiate.
down there.
But Brian, that's a separate negotiation that Paul and I are gonna have, that's gonna be tied to that dock. So, the exchange for that dock more than anything, because we're doing our basics. If they choose to walk away and do nothing, what are we willing to do?
Well, all right, let's go back, this, we're gonna do the grading in the parking lot. I'll make that motion, we take care of the grading in the parking lot.
No mowing?
Leave the mowing out of it for now.
Do we grade it now?
Hmm?
Do we grade it now?
Well, we just started last year.
We started last
We
year.
brought in stone.
Yeah, we did some stuff last year.
Okay.
So keep our current maintenance schedule that we've had. Nothing to change, so we really don't need to do anything about that. Our current maintenance schedule.
I'll second his motion.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
And I think the rest is up to you, that's the parameters, no, the rest is up to you and the association to work out the details.
Okay. So at minimum, we're gonna keep the park open. It's gonna be open year-round. We're not gonna plow in the winter, but we will do grading and maintenance to make sure that it is not full of ruts and the basic safe to drive down to the water.
So what I'm hearing is outhouse, mowing, dock, and use of that building is all for the discussion going on for you guys.
I think that's part of that. Well, I mean,
There's electrical.
well, we can't negotiate where we have to pay anything. So
No, you come back with recommendations. You sit down with them, come back with
Yeah,
recommendations.
But yes, we're gonna negotiate that, because we can't say, yes, we're gonna put the outhouse in there and agree to the township to pay for anything until we come
But you can
back
have a
again.
recommendation.
Yep,
Second question is, we have the January meeting. Is the annual meeting before or after our January?
March,
It is March, okay. So we have a couple meetings beforehand.
to decide what, if anything, we'll need to levy.
Is the March meeting before or after? It's after the annual meeting, isn't it?
It's after,
Yeah,
our
so-
March meeting is
so we have-
after, we
yes.
have two in March.
So we have two more meetings before the annual meeting.
January and February.
To try to work with these guys,
Mhm.
get recommendations, and we try to get our own recommendation to go to that annual meeting. We have two more meetings.
Correct.
Without doing a special session.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, so at least I know what our parameters are. I thank you very much for us knowing what our parameters are, that we are gonna keep it open, that we are gonna do that. We start right there. And then we can start working on what comes next. Okay? All right. What, you have a question that we didn't answer yet?
I decided not to ask it, I think most everybody would be aware, so I'm not gonna ask it.
Oh, okay, you sure? Don't
Can I
wanna
ask
move
a
forward.
question?
Yep.
But you were gonna extend the 90 days of agreement, just to make sure?
The attorney says we can't do that.
Okay, thank you.
Any others? Before I move forward.
When you say keep the park open, what does that mean? Like, so you, like a land dedicated to the public, can you restrict access to the lake? Or what do you mean, keep it open? and
There won't
where-
be any barricades put up, is I think what I'm taking out of it.
Right, we won't put, so right where our, from the road to the, where you turn to go to the landing,
So
we're not
nobody
going
can
to
get
put,
into the lake, so.
we're not gonna put a barricade up.
You're not going to. So you wouldn't be restricting access to the lake.
We said we
So
weren't.
well, I know, but when you say we're gonna keep the park open, I didn't know what.
We could restrict access, if we had chosen to, we could have restricted it from the road to the water. We could have closed that area off. All the grass, the shed, the whole space. We could have closed that all off.
Didn't the DNR agreement say you could not restrict access?
We would have gone back to them and said we were gonna renegotiate for the winter because we wouldn't have the capabilities for snow plowing. So if we don't have a capability, we have the right to go back and renegotiate. But we're not gonna do that, we're keeping it open.
Access.
We're keeping it open, we just voted on it. So, the whole thing is open, public can go in there anytime they want.
And we have no intention, I think is a big thing.
Yeah, we have no intention of closing it.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? All right, moving on. B, options to 2026 cleaning contract. Discuss and action.
I have to be clear. Got pictures of them on that board.
Okay. All righty. Have you, Madam Clerk, I take it that you've reviewed this and you feel it's appropriate? Okay. Is there any questions about this from anybody? Okay. Do you need a motion for this? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the options contract as shown in our packet and on screen?
Move to approve as shown.
Dalton, can I get a second?
Support.
Brian, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Anybody abstain? Paul abstains. All right. January SCAT meeting, Neil host budget, discuss and action. So we are on deck for the SCAT meeting, Neil. The SCAT will reimburse. So we're asking for a budget of $150.
That, I looked at what you guys reimbursed for SCAT meetings this last year, and it was all like 130, 125, so I figured 150 is one.
Okay.
150 enough, the price of what's going up? I mean, obviously, we want to do it, I question.
Are we going to cater, or is that what we're gonna do, or how are we gonna do this?
Well, that's the other question.
I'd recommend not to exceed 200, that gives you some room to move.
Okay. All right, not to exceed 200. That's a motion by Brian,
I'll second.
second by Dalton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The SCAT meeting is January 19th, I believe? No, what is it?
No, it's
That's Martin Luther King Day,
21st.
so probably not.
21st.
The first,
It's January 21st.
that's
then.
a Wednesday.
Yep, it's a Wednesday, January
I haven't
21st.
made the last one, but didn't they start this year that whoever is hosting it, gives the background of their
Yep,
township?
that's the other thing. So, when it's your turn to host, someone has to give or a historical overview, or they can just give this is what we're doing update. Which one do you want to do it? All right, Peter, it's you.
All right.
You've lived here the longest. So Peter will be our spokesperson.
New man to the board, go for feet too?
I'm the chair.
I count the gopher feet.
You can nominate someone too.
I'm the chair of SCAT, so I'm up there doing this, so I can't do that part too. So, all right, Peter, thank you for taking one for the team here. Appreciate it. Shelley, if you need me to help with you getting that meal together, I usually go early to help set up anyway with whatever township's showing up. So if you need me to pick up food, if we're just gonna get it from catering
We'll have
or
to decide what we're gonna do.
or you want to make it, or what do we want to do? The clerks are usually the ones that work on it and tell us what you want from us. But I'll be glad to help if you want me. I wouldn't ask me to cook. I bake well, but I wouldn't ask me to cook, but I can stir well. It's up to you, but otherwise we can order,
Okay.
okay? All right, moving on. Security camera update, D. Madam Clerk.
Okay, so since we got the Ring camera, and I have both the app for the Ring and our other security cameras, on my phone, I've been noticing that we have some blind spots. And a few updates I think are important to do. Some things to know is that our regular security camera recording lasts for 30 days, but the Ring camera doesn't record anything. Another thing is the side door over here isn't covered at all. The proposal from Chris Johnson is to install a double wide lens camera in front of the building and move the camera that's there now over to cover this door. And that way, we'd have full access to the front. So if you look at the pictures that I put, this is the same day, exactly the same time. That man was out there getting ready to go hunting, which I noticed in my Ring, but when you look in the 3 cameras that we have, you don't even see him. This one, you can see that the sheriff is over there, but in the Ring, you don't see him at all. And this one, you don't even see that truck at all in the 3 security cameras. Now, the one on the top left is the one that is recorded in case we have any issues that we can go back to up to 30 days, which by that time we should notice if there's been a problem. So if we wanted to get the recording on the Ring, it would be like $15 a month, which we don't need to do because we already have that, and we have an empty spot for security cameras. We literally just need to put one more camera, a wider lens camera in the front. So that's why myself suggestion is that we go ahead and do that. Also, at the same time, when Chris was looking over the building, he said that because we don't have cameras in the back of the building, that if we had a glass break sensors on the windows, that at least we would be alerted if there was something going on. So the quote that we got from him is $1,177 to do all of that.
On question, what are we afraid of?
Well,
People that were going through our mail recently.
yes,
You still are. I mean, that's a public mailbox.
I have access to that Ring camera as well, and there is some,
it's, that's the other thing.
there's some
I
weird
noticed-
stuff that goes on in that parking lot.
Yes.
I mean, a lot more of the kind of milling, a lot more of, there is stuff going on here, and, yeah.
Question needs to be asked.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely. But since we have had more access to be able to see, anytime my phone pops up that there's an alert, I look. We've got people wandering around here sometimes in the middle of the night there are people wandering around. We have people sitting in our parking lot making out. We have all kinds of stuff going on all the time.
And in July, it's every moth possible will set the Ring camera off.
But you're young ones, come on.
That's fine, but we do have a responsibility to the township, so that's why I'm just saying that if we have some blind spots and we need more security just in case, it's better to have it than not have it. That's just my thought. And I bring it to the board.
Can I get a motion for $1,177 or up to $1,500 for updating our security cameras? And per the estimate from JD Solutions.
I guess we've not had a problem in the parking lot, because we haven't seen it, we haven't seen them vandalizing anything. You know, I just think, why do we want to now spend almost $1,200 to add to security? No, yeah, I could bring us great luck and then they break in, but we're allowing the police, the sheriff's department to come in and use it, which is in itself is a deterrent, because they never know when the deputy's gonna come into the parking lot. We haven't had any damage to the parking lot, correct? And no damage to any equipment in the, and there's a whole lot of more value in that garage than there is here, other than we can't replace an awful lot of stuff.
I mean, too, it's a public parking lot, isn't it? There's no restrictions of parking there, like the guy,
But we also
Going to
have
hunt and stuff.
women here by themselves.
which the front door is covered.
That's not what my thought was. And it's more like if anything should happen to the building or anybody breaking in.
We build this building and we're not gonna spend $1,100 to protect it. Yeah, Daryl.
Do we have signs or anything that says under 24 hours surveillance, like on the shed in the front here? Because that would determine 90% of your burglars, because then they look up and they're like, oh shit, there's cameras, let's get out of here. And maybe I would suggest investing some signage and put it up. And then maybe, like you said, add one camera over here, because
We should have cameras over here.
doors under
Absolutely.
surveillance, you know. They're gonna break through a window, then they're gonna break through the window, but at least if someone's in here, they can see someone coming up to the door.
Yeah, we should have, I don't know why we don't have that door. Why
It's always
it's
locked.
Um,
Very seldom used except for during voting time.
So, I would, I have, again, I work in the business, and so my frustration and my heightened security of what's been happening and what is happening around here is a little more knowledgeable, I would say.
For sheriff's, I'm sorry.
Well, it's up. The thefts are up. The random stuff is up. People are stealing gas at the store. People are randomly stealing mud flaps off of trucks. We've had, we've had a more homeless population around here, which is right there. We have had a lot more of that kind of stuff. If you look at our numbers are going up. If you look back 5 years, our numbers have gone up with the incidents that we are having. The number of assaults have gone up. The number of thefts have gone up. It's just a matter of time. And at this price for $1,000, we throw more than that at a hole in the road to keep our citizens safe. Let's keep their town buildings safe. So, I'm tired of us not taking care of ourselves.
It's one of those, I don't wanna spend the money, but as soon as something happens, then we're gonna be right back here spending the money,
Absolutely,
so.
absolutely. And we should have that door covered no matter what. So,
You making a motion?
Does this fall into our normal budget, Kelly? Just normal building maintenance or something like that?
we have a maintenance.
We're gonna make this
I
budget.
think you're delivering, yeah.
We still have money left in our
The security, or the data.
data, we still have money left in that.
Technology, that part of it is still got money left there too.
Okay.
So I make the motion that we install the recommended security updates not to exceed $1,400.
I'll second that.
Okay? All those in favor?
Why are we going higher than with the actual quote? I mean, that's their business, and they quoted 1177.
You should run up to 1,200.
Okay,
But
1,200.
I'm just,
Did you say 1,200?
She said
I
14.
said 14, but I'm
Oh,
12.
14.
that's all I'm asking is why.
Well, because we never know if
You
we
never
get
know.
here and
Things
there's
change,
also, we
you
need
know.
an extra plug.
Okay, that's,
We need an extra outlet. So, 14. Everybody still stand on, whoever seconded, still stand on that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Peter, all right. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Ducks Unlimited, application for gambling permit.
you got over some media, Steve.
Oh, local board of appeal and equalization meeting. Shelley, how many of us are still
Two of us
good?
are.
Just you and,
Am I still gonna do it?
and Brian.
And you,
I'm gonna do it.
okay,
I'll have it done in time.
you'll have it
I
done
will
this
have it
time? Okay. And Brian, when do ours expire?
I haven't been 2 years yet.
2 years?
And we just
Okay,
did it last year.
okay.
I think it has to be done this month.
Is it this month? I'll look into it. I got the last 2 months, or last 2 weeks of the year off.
Okay.
I couldn't use my
Go
PTO.
through it.
Will it?
Right, all right,
Well,
I
so,
just wanted to let you know.
No, I
because-
appreciate it.
Because of the board of appeals in January,
Okay.
they gotta do the paperwork at the state level.
Thought setting up here that it's in April.
that's in April, hon.
I'm sorry, yes, but I thought it read something.
You just missed it last year, like, by
Yeah.
a week or something.
But I think it was the January meeting when we talked about it.
Yeah. All right, so,
Sorry.
the board of meeting, sorry, okay. It's been set for what date? I'm sorry, April 8th
April 8th.
at 6 PM. Do we need to do anything with that?
You gotta make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Paul's made the motion that we have our local board of appeal and equalization meeting on April the 8th at 6 o'clock.
Do we have any flexibility on it?
The common sense,
Well, we do have flexibility. We changed it last year. If
We
you want to.
changed to 4 o'clock. Last year, we had to keep it open till 6.
It says here, please contact my office if the date conflicts with your schedule so they can reschedule for an alternate date or time.
Well, they wanna make sure that people after work can get here and
Yeah.
make their appeal.
My ask was gonna be, can we meet it half an hour later, but if it's that big of a deal,
Do 6:30.
but if it's a big process, I don't know if
I was gonna ask.
We can ask. Yeah, we'll,
But as long as there's two of us that are here with, all we need is one person that's certified.
but we need a quorum too.
so let's,
Well, right, but you encourage the rest of us to.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying there has
can
to
we
be a quorum.
modify,
at least
can we
once.
modify the motion to accept the local Board of Appeal and Equalization meeting for April 8th at 6 o'clock unless it can be changed by 6:30?
Let's leave it at 6 and deal with it.
That's what I read. It seems like to me, didn't they have another meeting after?
They got meetings other
Six
work.
sessions.
Yeah.
Yes.
The county.
Can you guarantee you're here at 6, Paul?
Yeah, I'll-
Okay, and I can try to be here at 6, but there is a chance that I have to be in the office that day and it takes an hour to get home.
right.
So,
Okay, we'll leave it,
Well, then Pete,
he's not,
you can't be here?
he could be here, but we have to have a quorum. As long as Ann or Brian is here, one person has to be
You're
certified,
one of us. for sure.
and then we have to have at least 3 people total.
Yeah.
So,
Need a second.
do I have a second on that? Second by Peter. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Opposed?
6 o'clock, right?
6,
6
yeah.
o'clock, yeah.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ducks Unlimited.
I thought we approved this already.
I thought so
We
too.
thought we did too.
No, so
That was
Mike
January.
couldn't be here, he asked me to tell you that the January 25 gambling event permit that got approved last month was for a bingo fundraiser event in Princeton High School for the Princeton High School trap shooting team. And this one is for the Ducks Unlimited fundraiser. So it's two different things.
Oh, thank you.
Move for approval of the name.
Okay,
I'll second.
first by Paul, second by Dalton. All those, sorry, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we are into section 8A, West Eagle Lake Road Improvement Update.
That's me. So just a little bit of update here. Tonight we will be, hopefully, approving plans and specs and advertising. And then we will send those in tomorrow. They will show up December 27th. We'll open bids January 21st, and then we'll award at our normal January meeting of the 28th. That's kind of our current plan of attack there. Still working through, just fully transparent. We're still kind of working with the county on that one intersection, to tighten up that radius. Shouldn't be a big deal, but we're still kind of working with them on the south entrance. But we'll be able to get that figured out before we have to upload to the website so they can start getting on. Any other questions on that one?
So I recall, what was your estimated cost? She'll help you.
But, the other item that I was gonna throw in here too, so we'll bid it as a primary bid, and that's like the 3 roads, the loop roads, and then we will have a alternate bid that you guys can choose to award or not, and that'll be for the 2 gravel roads. I'm gonna put in whatever.
The driveways.
The driveway?
Whatever you'd like to classify them as an alternate, so you guys can kind of see that price broken out.
But the loop is 232nd, 188th.
It's right there,
It's on
Paul.
the board.
I know, but at the corner there of 188th and 234th, that one going up in where they have cars parked there and gotta dodge them and back up, that's in the main bid.
Do you want that in the main bid, or do you want that as part of the
That
alternate?
was part of the alternate.
Alternate bid.
No, I thought when I brought it up, that would be in it, and the 189th was the one off of 232nd, and the other one where we put the gravel on 189th off off of 234th. Those,
He's bidding it as an alternate. I mean, he could break it up, cost for each one of those is an alternate.
Yeah, I mean, even if you wanted to award part, like, we can break out that alternate, so we can just tell them, you know, we aren't going to award the full alternate, but we will just award, you know, one if you wanted to.
Or leave it as essentially two alternates, one for the,
It's up,
it's up to the spur, the other one is that longer, is a.
however you want me to word it.
I agree with, because Dalton, I agree on 189th. Because that was the thing, Dalton brought it up, well, let's have it as an alternate bid on those two. I'm talking about the one on
Yep.
the curve, that was to be included in the major because of all the sand and everything that's being washed down on that curve, and you were looking at,
That's up to you guys. Because
there's
for
a lot
my,
more places up
I wasn't
that
at
road.
that meeting, so I just gathered, like, from what I kinda gathered, we were gonna leave them both as an alternate. But if we wanted to include one, I don't,
You do it as an alternate, we
It's
Three,
decide,
though, it's not two.
no, there's two alternates.
Three gravel roads
That-
on there.
There's 3 gravel roads.
what?
So
No,
that's.
there's two.
I was
No,
gonna say,
there's
can we,
not. There's 3.
hold on, just let Daryl point them out.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
Darryl point them out.
You're talking,
There's one right here,
Yeah,
there's one right here.
that's in one,
and
okay.
one right here.
Which ones are you talking to?
I'm talking the one
Go
on
up,
the very
show us with your
northeast
finger.
corner.
them out.
Yeah, I'm a little stiff from sitting so long. I was discussing this one and this one.
Yeah, that's
Do
what
we
I
want this one as an alternate as well?
No,
I thought that one we didn't wanna touch.
no.
That's what we have no problem with.
That's the one that the water runs right down, and we got the,
Well, then, can you
I
do
can
all,
add.
you can do three
How
of them,
big
want
is
all three of them?
when I brought it up,
You want
I-
three alternate?
Yeah.
The
just-
189th.
Whoa, you want as an alternate?
189th
So he's,
Street, that's not
what Paul is
189th.
saying is he wants this one in the base bid,
Correct,
this as an alternate, and this as an alternate.
correct, that's what the motion, when we talked with Dalton suggested, because those came up, remember the people who lived? He
I
talked
wasn't at
about
that
it
meeting.
And we said have
I don't
that,
know.
we said have that one as an alternate.
as an alternate, yes. But originally, all along, the one that comes off 188th, going up at the corner, 234th, I brought up that, and that's when you started looking at drainage on that curve,
Yep.
and the road wasn't in the right spot, and we had a lot of problems, and those guys, I'm telling you, they gotta back into that street because of all the cars parking there.
Which one are you talking about?
This one.
All right,
That one is a big problem, because there's a lot, I mean, that
There's
one
a
is.
lot of homes back in there
This
year
one
round.
serves more homes, this is essentially a glorified driveway, this
There's 2 or
is
3 there.
definitely a glorified driveway.
Yeah.
right now, where is it? It's in the alternate?
It's not there at all.
Right now, this is in as an alternate, and this is in as an
Okay.
alternate. It is not challenging to move, it's literally just moving a plan sheet.
Make a motion, Paul, what do you wanna
I
do?
would put them all three as alternates.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
Well, we still can pay for, we can
still
still
pay
choose
for it, it's
them.
not a big deal.
It's just a matter of just getting it on paper for us.
Yeah.
But why are we gonna mess around and do the loop on 234th and 188th and still have all of the sand and the water running down on that brand new pavement?
Oh, he's gonna do it as an alternate, we
We can still vote
decide
on
that.
it.
It's not,
We can say yea or nay to it.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, I think this one would be nice to include just because it is a little bit more of a hectic area. But honestly, this one and this one, if we decided it the
That's,
day we were paving, we could easily add those two because basically my plan set, all I'm showing on those is a rough area that says add an inch of gravel if we need to shape, if we need to add a tiny bit of gravel, shape it and pave it with 3 inches of essentially driveway mix. I'm basically paving it as gravel. This one's a little bit different just because of.
and the way the slope is, I mean, we're talking about across the lake of water there. of it being slippery. That corner is a bad corner, and those snow removal people have got to back in there because of the cars.
I
We
would
need to
agree.
do
This
something for
one-
safety.
Paul, make a motion to include that in the base bid.
Okay, I thought I did when I brought it up at the
Right,
original
he's
time.
just trying to avoid making the same motion.
I make a motion, yes, that the 100 and the extension, I think it's 188th extension, be included in the main bid. There's, what, 5, 6 homes back in
Okay,
there?
wait, let's not,
Well, that's your
what is
motion?
your motion?
All right,
I just said it.
Okay,
You started asking, can I clarify your motion? I don't know if I made the
you're
Yeah.
motion.
killing me
I
small.
think there's only 2 up there.
No,
The other ones
I
are
think
served by a different road.
They're all third.
no, they
No,
aren't, it's
they're
a
not.
dead end road.
it's a dead end road.
I think it's this one, and that one.
One on the end,
And
4 on one side,
yeah.
right? 4 on one side?
I think there's 3 on one side.
Either way, your motion is to include that in the
Does that
base
one
bid.
count? Does that one house instead of
Paul,
garage?
or I mean,
Okay.
Peter, well, you're the road authority.
Wait, he said he needed to clarify.
Oh, I was just
Yeah,
gonna
he wants
clarify,
to
I'm gonna have this in the base bid, alternate.
We're not, let's not talk about the alternates right now, we're in the middle of a motion. Got a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, Peter will second it. Any further discussion? Anybody? Stop yourself. You're killing me.
I think the laughs have to get
I
added to
know.
the
Giggle,
notes.
giggle, giggle in the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Now, what,
So just to clarify, the motion that was made 2 months ago, that is to add this and this as an alternate? Okay, then we don't need another motion?
Now, you still ready to go out for bids tomorrow?
Yep.
All right.
all right. Two. Anything else?
Anything else you want to talk about out there?
Nope,
Nope.
unless you guys have questions.
Don't ask him.
Okay. 8B, sign repair update.
We finally got the correct parts.
Yay.
I've informed
Next
Daryl,
week.
and next week they're gonna get done.
Thank you.
He's got the list,
He's checking it twice.
and he's checking it twice, and he's gonna let me know if it's been done or not. So,
Fantastic, so we can stop getting phone calls.
yes.
Okay. Anything else there? Thank you very much.
Signs.
All right,
Can I
C,
ask a question?
yes.
Are we going to look into what Daryl brought up about getting signs for the driveway, for the parking lot? Saying it's surveillance, under surveillance?
Under signs, we can do that under signs.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's that same company.
Just go on Amazon.
Yeah, just go on Amazon,
Yeah,
it's
just go on
under
Amazon.
your regular budget that you can buy for general purpose stuff. You work with $150, I think it is, that you spend, yeah. It'll be less than that, it'll probably be like $3.95 or $6.90 or something like
Darryl, put them up.
that. I'm not on 8D yet, down here, I haven't gotten there yet. Right here, I'm getting there. Not there yet, I'm getting there. All right. Yeah, so go ahead. All right, C, culverts, weight limits, speed limit, sign maps, information.
Okay, I reviewed all the information. Right now, the only thing that we have discrepancies on is the culverts. We have, some culverts that are missing on our map.
Which one do you want?
Well, right there, there's one culvert right there on that street that is not on our map. So eventually, the red dot at the bottom corner there. That's a culvert, that's not indicated on our culvert sheet. And then over across the St. Francis and that HOA back there, none of those culverts are marked on our map.
Culverts or catch basins?
Culverts, drainage, catch basins, whatever's all back there.
We've never located the culverts, the catch basins we have, if that's a catch basin, we've missed it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and this spring, after the roads have cleared off, that'll be my job, is to go in there and try to mark them all so we can update our maps.
Okay.
As of right now, this one here is the one that I can currently see, and I've updated it. Now we can update it in our maps.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Nothing on weight limits, speed limit signs?
No,
Nothing's changed?
nothing
All
has
good?
changed.
Okay. And D, resolution, this is for you, Paul. 2025 to temporary closing certain town road during winter months. What are you saying? We need to adopt resolution 2025-8, temporary closing certain roads.
It's another road. I'll make that motion.
Okay, and that will be temporarily closed portion of 180th Street Northwest, west south of 262nd Avenue Northwest. It's posted as a minimum maintenance
And I
road.
think there's another one.
That's the only one we closed, isn't it?
That's the one I know.
That's the way we want to close it,
We
another one.
bought the
The only other one would be the
Well,
one
the
in
other
the
one
state
was
forest,
over-
but I don't think we closed it, do we?
I asked first.
The other one was over off of County Road 1, just right on the border over there, but then someone took it over and bought the land, and
Oh, okay, all right.
that was the other one.
All right, so Paul made the motion, do I have a second? Brian, Brian seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Is there anything that we need to do? Do we need to put a barricade up or signage or anything else?
Daryl,
Daryl's gonna take care of it. The motion passed, you can close that road.
Oh,
Then we gotta open it up again in the spring, so.
Yeah.
so you want that barricade put in front of it, or you just want snowplow up like you normally do?
Put a snowplow up like you normally do.
And it's melted, it's all.
I like it.
I like it.
July maybe, but.
Unless it was last year. It was so cold.
Okay, did you have any further road stuff that you needed to go over? I saw you had a list.
Yeah, I'll do it when I.
We good to you?
Yep.
Okay. Board business updates and committee reports, Adams?
Went to the, MAT meeting, was kind of disappointed, a lot of their distributors didn't show up, other than through the weather, I suppose, half of their booths were empty. Big auditorium, obviously the acoustics were bad, the PA system was less than adequate, a lot of the people weren't speaking through the close enough to the microphone. Pretty hard to hear much, so it was kind of disappointing. So, other than that, that's fine.
Ellinger?
I was just questioning, I thought we had to put barricades up to close the road. That's what we bought. Right?
Yeah, we bought them, but we never put them up, because, you know, once the snow goes, you get the snow deep enough, that's basically a barricade, but you wanna put barricades
No,
up.
okay, I just thought that to make it legal. Okay, no, I don't have anything else.
I did get some coverage for the January 15th joint meeting with Big Lake. Dalton is gonna cover that, lest we have a baby, to do that joint meeting with the Big Lake. I also wanted to say that this is, unless, for this year, being the chair has been wonderful. This is the best year I've seen this board cooperate and work together. We've gotten a lot done. I want to thank everybody on this board, Brian and Paul, for being such good mentors and working with the new board members that came on. I think we've got a lot of work done here. There's been a lot of collaboration. I see you guys after, talking about your road meetings and your planning and zoning, and so I think the people have felt better about everything that we've been doing. I know we get a ton of calls, and we get a lot of calls, which means they're reaching out to us, which means they know we're working. So thank you to this board for everything that you've done this year. It's been a pleasure serving as your chair. This may be my last meeting as chair. We don't know how the votes go next year, but I wanted to thank everybody for their hard work, and much appreciated, everybody. Thank you. Peter?
A few things that I've had the privilege of doing. First on the list is Shelley and I have implemented a road maintenance log that you can find in the Teams feature. So every time I get a phone call or an email or anything, or Shelley gets a phone call or an email or anything, we log that. So anybody can access it on Teams. You just search in Teams, you search road, and then it's marked 2025 maintenance, road maintenance log. And you will be able to see all the activity from all the phone calls that we had. We just implemented it this month. I did manage to get a couple prior months in there too, so it's very short right now, but it's a pretty good extensive log for us, and that way me and her can communicate better. We try to keep track of, the people who are calling, their address, their concern, whether or not the concern is, what kind of priority it is, and also if it involves Daryl, and then the action that was taken to correct it.
I'm assuming Daryl doesn't have access and cannot have access, is my guess.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So, so we have that in place now. The other thing I've had the privilege of doing is talking with our neighboring townships about their snow plowing policies and why their roads are so much nicer and stuff. And found out a lot of good information about that. They all have the same policies that we do, but not one of them follow it. So,
What does that mean?
that means they all have the 2-inch trigger, like we do, but they don't obey it. They go out every snow event and plow the roads, whether it's a 1/2 inch or a big dumping.
And how does their budgets reflect that compared to ours?
They're a little bit higher. So, as you've seen, we've gone out a few times. We've gone out, how many times have we gone out? 4 or 5 times, Daryl? 4 times?
4.5.
4.5. And some of these other places, they're already 10 or 12 times ago.
So it's at least double.
So we're still doing good, but I'm still trying to stick to the policy, but some of the times it's like, we gotta get out there. Like this last time, we tried to clean some of the loose debris and stuff up, and then we also got some snow banks that are starting to encroach a little bit, so this last time around, we had some snow banks getting pushed back and stuff like that,
Is
also.
that the half?
That would be the half,
Okay.
so.
Well, that's why the road authority does have some discretion,
Okay.
because if things come up.
Mhm.
So you gotta decide
Yep, and.
between you and Daryl.
Me and Daryl, we have a good working relationship right now, so. So.
I think even like tomorrow's gonna be dicey. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem for all ice in the morning, and so that's gonna be dicey about.
And
Yeah.
then get 6 below overnight.
Six
too.
below, but you guys, if you guys feel like you have a good working relationship, and you guys, I mean, I think you do have, I know last year, at some point Daryl and I talked about one of the snows, because the amount that was coming versus the weather versus another one coming on its tail, do we go out early, do we go out twice, do we go out 3 times? I mean, do what you guys need to do.
Okay.
Daryl, you wanna say something?
Well, no, I just, we've been getting good compliments from, when we go by, people are giving us a thumbs up. I ran into a guy up into the meat market in Piers, and he lives on Ann Lake, and he said, what's going on? You guys are on top of the snow, even when you don't get that 1.9 inches, you guys are out there plowing it. So we are getting good feedback, and then plus, like I told Pete, that everyone drives all the other roads, and they see the snow plows out all the time, and then they don't see us out, so then they start questioning, why are they plowing that road? You guys aren't plowing our road. So I think it is helping with the residents seeing us out a little more.
Well, I did see the props on Facebook, the memes that were out there, that they were very happy with how well the roads were looking.
And I've been getting some compliments too, from people, and then also on social media, I've seen a couple of posts where people are like, oh, man, I don't have that big ice ridge in front of my driveway yet this year.
And I saw a lot of agreement, agree, that's great, they've been great, so, yeah, so I'm seeing that on social media, I'm getting the same response. I had one complaint that I think I forwarded on. That was during the snow, though. Like, pause, they'll be out shortly.
If anyone ever complains about that, we have to wait until after the county goes out, and they leave, they're out plowing by about 4:30. So if we go any sooner than that 6:30, then all the mouths get plowed shut when the county goes across. So that's why we sort of wait until that time frame. So if anyone ever questions you, that's my theory. Otherwise, we have to go plow every mouth again, because they sit there and widen, and then they have a big ridge in front
Big
of all the
trench that
entrances.
you're gonna try to drive through.
And it might just be that, thoughts of the snowplow driver. Question of the day, why do you guys wait so long? Just
Yeah.
put that quote out there on our website, so when they go to click on roads, there'll be, thought and explain, this is the question we get asked a lot, this is the answer. So, maybe that'll help. But thank you guys for the work you're doing, you do have some flexibility, so thank you.
And then I got one last thing. In one of my talks with the townships, I did have the pleasure of talking with Becker Township to their road guys. I did discuss with them about the 190th Street fiasco. I told him that we had a meeting scheduled with our engineer and his engineer. He never showed up. And we've reached out, stuff like that, and he was actually kind of shocked that that didn't kind of go over well. So he said he was going to
43?
243rd and 190th. They're trying to redo that portion, the Becker portion. Yeah, he was less than impressed that that didn't go through. So he was going to, this week, he was going to rattle some cages, I think.
On their end.
On their end, yes. And the 190th Street is turning into a big mess because they want to widen that road and they don't have the right of way for it. So now they've gotten approval from some of the residents to go ahead, they're paying them whatever fair amount of price to get but they've got a couple that are giving them a hard going on it, and they want more money and this and that, so that, for sure, that project is being pushed back to 2027.
Yeah, that came up in front of the board the other day, council
So-
board.
So that was just a little update while I was talking with him, because that was one of the other questions, was, hey, you wanna try to come together, and he agreed that he would like to see that whole road get
Well,
one
almost
side.
a year ago, him and I agreed,
Yep.
and I said, well, I've got a new road authority, get
Yep,
on
so,
that.
so yes, so we did have a nice talk, and he was going to get on his road engineer to talk to our road engineer, and
Okay,
so,
perfect.
We'll meet out there in the ice cold and
they meet out there in the ice cold, and he
Yeah.
won't show up,
can't see any snow.
Or he won't show up
Can't see any
again.
other road.
but other than that, that's all for me.
Thank you. Dalton?
Nothing.
Oh, thank you. All right. Treasurer's business.
The cash control statement lists each of our deposits, the amount that we received for the interest for the month, along with all of our incoming receipts, or our deposits and stuff that way too, for that month. Anybody have any question on that? Other than that, I'm looking for approval on the cash statement, and then the investment sheet that I've put together to show you what our claims are for the debit card of $127.74, along with the total other claims coming through for checks, $45,171.99, our payroll, outstanding checks, and then the incoming deposits there. So with that, I'm requesting to transfer money from our checking to the money market because of the larger deposit that came in. And having the $458,651.24 be transferred from checking to money market, along with $165.03 from checking to debit card. So go ahead and bring that back to our standard $2,000. Looking for approval on that.
Any questions from anybody?
I just wanted to say too, is with having that, the interest rates and stuff like that, I'm not sure with the extra money and stuff there, I did call the bank today and checked on their CD rates. And so they do have a 5-month special, and as of today, it's 3.85%. Otherwise, there is a 13-month at 3.4, or their traditional 3-month, the interest rate is 0.35, the annual percentage rate is 0.35 yield. So it just kind of goes by that up through 6 months.
Point?
It says 0.35 is the interest rate on that 3 month.
Wow. Makes no sense, but
No, okay.
Yeah, and we can't tie up that
But
money
otherwise,
for
the
5 months with
the
the
5
construction.
month would be 3.85.
But I'm not sure we can tie it up for 5 months with the construction we're trying to get done in the spring.
Well, you're not gonna be paying any money till June. You're not gonna see a first bill till June, July.
So you said you're asking for 2 things, you're asking for an approval, and then you want a choice?
And I just wanted to at least throw that out there, because I wasn't sure if you guys are ready. You know, we've had these conversations, and now that we've had that deposit, I'm just wanting to know if that's something that we're wanting to put a, you know, a dollar amount down, and that we go that route to put it in a CD or not, I'm not quite sure.
I mean, right now, it's the same rate as the money market. Given they're talking about doing another one in Q1 for an increase, but that's gonna be 0.25%. So is that worth us locking it up for 5 months? At an interest?
What expenses we see in roads is really snow plowing in the winter. And you're not gonna see construction, you're not gonna see any bills till June at the earliest.
So if we were to tie that up for 5 months, what does that leave us with the balance? For basically the 5 months to work on. Because you already have one at 260. We gotta get to a different spot.
How much are we talking about for funds, first off?
She's talking about 400 and some thousand, correct?
Whatever you guys are kind of looking at, I don't know how much you want to truly put in there, the full amount or not. I'm just saying, what I'm asking is approval for transferring it to our money market
The C-
instead of that, but then I wasn't sure if that's something.
The CD we have now comes due in July, right?
2020. Yeah, so it's July of 2026 is the current CD. And that's at the 3.69.
Let's say there is one more rate cut, so 0.25%, you're talking about $500 in interest that we'd make over that 5 months for the full 470.
Yeah.
Not saying it's nothing, but do we want, is that worth flexibility, and also would we do the whole 470?
Or do we need it just in the money market? I'm not sure. Because they're about the same.
That's what he said.
It's the same right now, but let's say in Q1 that it shifts down by 0.25%.
Right.
Let's assume it goes down right away in January, and we put the whole amount in there. You're talking $500 or just under, it's $489. I'm not sure that's worth,
That's my feeling too.
because if something
Not
happens,
to
it's
tie
locked
it
up.
up and lock it in for $500. But
I think just the money
maybe,
market. And there's a chance they do 2 rate cuts, and then we're talking more, but you're talking all hypothetical, and they're not gonna do 2 at once. It would be like something in like January, then again in March or something, so it's not a full 5,000, or 500, 500 times 5, or 500 plus 5.
Plus 500.
Yeah, thank you.
we're talking $1,400, $1,900 right now, or $1,900,000 approximately right now. It's in Sherburne Bank. Yeah, for $500, I agree.
I don't think it's worth, I think put it in the money market.
So status quo.
That's my thought.
So we were looking for approval of the cash control statement and investment update.
So move.
All?
Second,
Dalton,
say, does it need a
second.
motion?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report?
With the treasurer's report, you'll see the Schedule 1, and it's showing you each of the general funds that we currently have and those availabilities, kind of where things are. And they've got it kind of broken down, more by account number and stuff that way for you. Is there any questions on that? Anybody?
Question I have is the general fund, you show 376,000 some change. Typically, we're in general fund, or the general fund, we run 150,000 plus or minus. In the past, we've taken a couple 100,000 out of the general fund and transferred it to road and bridge. The reason it's so high is because that's where the interest goes. But I wonder if we shouldn't be doing the same thing again. I don't know if we need that kind of money in the general fund.
The budget's, I mean, this is the figure that it's still all in one pot, so it doesn't really make any difference, I don't think.
Well, just
I mean,
historically.
we're gonna be doing a new budget for next
In a
year.
month or two.
Well, we could address it when we do the budget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
My question is, I think that's more money in that account than we need. We're better off putting it in the road and bridge, however you want to do it.
Can't say it as a joke. Everybody, no, I won't.
No.
I won't say it.
Let's leave that. All right, do I have approval? Can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Brian
Second.
first, second by Dalton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. C, report of November Sherburne Bank Securities Pledge Validation. Review only, no vote required.
So that's just showing you the amount that we have for the balance of the checking and the CD. And then what is uninsured is still covered. We've been working with the bank and stuff on that. So we are still at an overage of $545,563 on that.
All right.
Okay, is it an automatic when, now that you're,
No, yep, they
that
will send
they
it to me.
send you a new pledge?
Yep, and I will sign those when needed. Yep, so we are constantly covered.
Okay, that's what I was just, that's what I mean, when you add
Until
that
this-
much.
Yep, until this new one, until July, we are covered for those pledges that I will sign on occasion.
Okay.
10D, additional claims.
I do not have any additional claims at this moment, but I do have the additional disbursements.
All right, at B10E, additional disbursements not paid through the claims process.
And so that one has just got a payment for Cisco WebEx that was paid on the credit card last month, but we did not have the receipts and stuff at that time. for my
And you
last
have
one.
them now.
And the receipt is attached to it. Yep.
So can I get an approval to pay the Cisco?
So moved.
Brian?
Second.
Second by Paul. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements? You want to do it, Madam Clerk?
January Board and Reorganization meeting will be Wednesday, January 28th, at 7 p.m. They have joint community meeting Thursday, January 15th, 2025, it should be 2026, at 6 p.m. at the Big Lake City Council Chambers. The SCAT meeting
One
is...
second on that one. That might be the same meeting, or same time as the January county board meeting that I have on the zoning.
Yes, they're always the same age, they're always the same
Yeah.
night.
So I can't cover.
Okay. Can you do it, Paul?
I probably won't be around.
You probably won't be around.
Probably won't be around.
Yes, yeah. All untold again.
Paul will be there. Madam Clerk will be there with you.
At the joint community meeting?
Typically, she
You won't
shows
be there
up.
either?
Yes. All right, meeting B.
All right. SCAT meeting, 21st. Well,
SCAT meeting is January 21st, 2026. The meal starts at 6 p.m., meeting starts at 7 p.m. at the Sherburne History Center. And then we were asked to make sure everybody knows that changes will be occurring at the municipal yard waste site starting January 1st. I put that on the website, and I'm going to put it on on the Orrock Farm Facebook page. Everybody needs to reset their waste cards if they have them. Otherwise, they will not be usable starting January 1st.
Anything else from anybody? Have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Paul, second.
Second.
Peter, not debatable. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's what I said, you can.
There's no problem, I'm not gonna be available.
Did I ever get you the updated 7-ton, 9-ton?
Yeah.
So you asked for one?